Thank you so much. Congressman Fleischmann, thank you. Justin Furrow, thank you. So appreciate you imparting your wisdom, your thoughtfulness with us today, your statesmanship on behalf of the great state of Tennessee. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, so we have a couple minutes. We want to highlight a couple special people to us today. So first of all, as Justin Furrow shared, he has chaired our Public Policy Committee for 5 years. He's served our organization very boldly for over 8. We could not have been through these last 5 years without him. It's been a very challenging time politically, as you know, and COVID, a lot of differences. Myself coming on board, bringing Justin Grainert on board. Justin Furrow has been a steady, thoughtful leader for us, and we just wanted to do a little something special for him. So, Congressman Fleischmann, if you could please assist, that would be great.
Thank you, Christy. I talked about getting dealt a good hand earlier in my remarks. I was dealt a great hand. Part of that is having the best chamber of commerce in North America. Christy, you all are outstanding. And as part of that, in my capacity as a member of the United States House, we are able to honor people from time to time in the Congressional Record. And Justin, it was my infinite privilege to honor you with a wonderful insert into the Congressional Record for outstanding service to the Chamber of Commerce. I thank you, sir, for that. I would like to ask you to come up. If I may, it's my privilege to present this to you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you.
Yes, Justin. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Again, we could not do what we do without the leadership of phenomenal volunteers, so thank you. Thank you so much. All right, gentlemen, we'll relieve you from this stage here so you can sit back and enjoy the rest of the program now. Thank you so much again. Okay, at this time, I'd like Mayor Kelly to join me on stage. We have someone else we'd like to recognize today. So Mayor Kelly and Mayor Coppinger have worked together here for a year and a half now as our co-mayors of our great city and county. So, Mayor.
Well, thank you, Christy. And let me just say, while I have the chance, that Senator Haggerty and Congressman Fleischmann have been great partners to me and to the city of Chattanooga. And we have a lot going on here in Chattanooga that relates to competitiveness with China and national security, and they've been key to that support, and I imagine will continue to be. So thanks, gentlemen. I really enjoyed the talk. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here because today is about, for me, honoring a key pillar in our community, and that is my friend and my closest partner, Mayor Jim Coppinger. This is. I mean, it's. I don't often get kind of shaken up, but I mean, he has really been such an incredible partner to me personally, and he has served the residents of this community so ably with such distinction and leadership and integrity since 2011. He has championed key issues to this community with remarkable wisdom and insight, from public education and workforce development to leading us through the COVID crisis in a very, thoughtful and wise way. And of course, he literally has been the best friend to business. And as a business person, I appreciated that. But he understands that if we're going to change this community, it's going to be through creating wealth through business. And so, Jim, you will be remembered, no question, as one of our community's finest, our ablest, most ethical, and hardest working leaders. Your ego was never in the picture, and never one day did I ever see you seeking credit or attention for your hard work. But today is about giving you just a little bit of credit because you absolutely deserve it. So I am thrilled today to declare today Jim Coppinger Day in the city of Chattanooga and present you with a key to the city.
Well, we're going to, Mayor, if you could sit there for a minute. I'm not going to let you talk yet. I have a few things I want to say, too. So while we take a few photos of these two wonderful gentlemen, I just wanted to add a few more comments from the Chamber's perspective. Again, our two mayors work in concert with us on a regular basis as it relates to expanding economic opportunities for businesses. Whether it's expansion projects or relocation projects, they're always ready for the call. If Charles calls, if I call, they're ready to meet with us. But we really are just privileged today to honor Mayor Coppinger, who has committed his life to public service. As many of you know, many of you knew him when he started off in North Chattanooga during his football games, right, for Hickson High School, leading them to victories, or during his 28-year career, right, and serving as a firefighter and as fire chief for 8 of those years, right? Regardless of how you came across Mayor Coppinger, you know he has been a man of integrity and of focus, and for doing what is right, the right thing to do, the right time for the right reasons on behalf of our community. But you may not know it was not his lifelong ambition to serve as mayor. In fact, when he retired from the fire department, he had these grandeur plans of playing a lot of golf. That did not happen. Instead, when Charlotte Vandergriff was planning to retire from the commission, he was surrounded by people encouraging him to run. And then, of course, when Claude Ramsey, as the mayor likes to say, had his midlife crisis and headed to Nashville, that was another opportunity for the mayor to again rise to the occasion and the call. And that really opened up the opportunity for mayor for him. And he served as only our third chief executive, our county mayor, right, since the 70s during our constitutional convention. And so if you've worked with Mayor Coppinger at all, you know he will talk about his leadership team and the people who work alongside him, right? Making it clear that people don't work for him, they work with him. He cares about economic development and education very passionately. That's become clear because education leads to economic development, and they are intrinsically joined, and he believes that in the core of who he is. And under his leadership, we have announced 220 projects. We have added 20,000 jobs to our community and $4.7 billion in capital investment. I think that deserves right there, right? A huge, huge round. And his vision has called for a significant investment in schools. He rallied our community's leaders and fought for it. He knows the growth we're experiencing and calls for expansion in our sewer system. It's not glamorous, but it's definitely infrastructure that we all value and we need. And over the past few months, he's worked hard in his final months and thinking about, his leadership of the Building and Construction Trades Academy, which thousands of students will benefit from and construction companies will gain necessary talent for in the future, to the McDonald Farm Project, 2,100 acres of land that holds potential for thousands of jobs, to the South Broad Revitalization Project that both mayors have worked so concertedly on. So he has served our community with such distinction. He's lived a life of public service, and I invite you all to, again, rise to the occasion and support Mayor Coppinger. He has been a dear friend and dear confidant of our organization. I know I will personally miss him dearly. And again, please join me in, again, honoring our amazing Jim Coppinger.
Thank you, Christy and Mayor Kelly. I thought I'd get out of this job without being very emotional at all. And I'll be honest with you, Christy, right before the program said, we're going to pay a little bit of tribute to you or whatever. And, reluctantly, I was like, well, it's too late now. I'm here. But I've been trying to avoid all of that because it really is about a team. I want to just start by saying, to Senator Haggerty, who he mentioned several times, the opportunities that we had to work together, and what an honor and a privilege it's been to work with him, as well as Congressman Fleischmann. It's always good news when these guys will take your phone calls, and they're willing to give you your cell phone numbers, even as they move up the ladder. To the Chamber of Commerce and to Christy Gillenwater for her leadership, can't tell you how important that's been during my tenure. We've had a number of serious issues that have come up, and it's always been of interest to me to know what the business community, and you got about 2,500 members. So, you know, from time to time, always calling on the chamber and saying, would you mind going out and, for lack of a better term, polling your members to see how they feel about, you know, different issues, particularly as we went through the pandemic. And so thank you all for the ones that participated. To my dear friend, and he truly has become a friend, Mayor Tim Kelly, this city is so blessed to have his leadership. I brag about him often, particularly when he's not around. I don't want to build him up too much when he is around. But we're very fortunate. I mean, you know, Tim's the guy that really gets it. And the thing I really enjoy about Mayor Kelly is the fact that it's not about politics to him. And I can assure you it's never been about politics to me. And that's the great thing about local government. You know, local government is where you meet your people when you go to church, when you go to the grocery store, wherever you may go. You have to face the people. It's not a slur on our people in Washington or people at the state level or whatever, but in local government, the decisions you make, and they're not always popular. I don't think any of us in this room have ever agreed on everything. My wife and I agree about 70% of the time, so I wouldn't expect anybody else out here to agree with 100% of the time. But what I've always said that really has been so true, that God really blessed me with the ability, we can sit down and argue and just be really, really upset with one another. 15 minutes later, I've moved on. And leaders, and I really encourage everybody to understand this because I've really seen this in Mayor Kelly, which always, you know, points right to the fact that he's going to be a great leader, continue to be a great leader, I should say. He already is a good leader. But you can't carry those things around and make good decisions for your county, your city, your state, or even your federal government. So let's all remember that. And I say that because, again, we went through some really tough times together over the last decade. Everything from, unfortunately, we've had 3 tornadoes, all devastating, with property loss, at least 2 of them where there was loss of life. We've been through the Fallen 5 together. We went through the Woodmore bus crash together. A number of other incidences that have occurred here, whether it's flooding or other weather events. Can't tell you how many times we even budget for it now. About once a year, if you live on Signal Mountain or the township of Walden, either Roberts Mill Road or the W Road is going to fall off the mountain. It's going to keep doing that, and we have to repair it. And people don't like it when they have to take alternative routes. But we've done all this together. And lastly, I just want to say this. Everything that I've had an opportunity, and believe me, I've been in the right place at the right time a number of times. It's not been because I've been the smartest person or the most qualified person. It's just, I would like to say, because of hard work. And really, so everything that I've ever been able to accomplish has been because of a really strong team of people that's been around me. I can't see you for the bright lights, but they're not here for me to be able to once again thank them. But I want you to know that it's so important to have those people. I've always had great resources of people that would come in and sit down and we could discuss and walk through issues together, particularly during this pandemic, where the medical, society stepped up. We had business leaders. Christy was part of that. We had tourism people. We had people in the room to say, how is this going to adversely impact us when we come out on the other side? And so therefore, getting that input from them to be able to make good, practical decisions, helped us get through this pandemic without a lot of danger to our economy. And lastly, I want to say, if you're a small business, if you're representing a small business out there, that's 93% of what props up this county. And thank you for doing it. We love our Volkswagens. We love McKee Foods. I particularly love McKee Foods and Little Debbie. But it's small businesses, folks. And so if you're out there and you think you're not getting the attention you deserve, you should have. And I just want to say that, people talk about when they leave. I've had so many people come to me and say, what would you like for your legacy to be? Well, folks, politicians use your money to build their legacies, right? So I always say, that's not what it's about. We may have disagreed, and I'm sure that we have. And I'll say just really quickly about this, we're in a place now in this country, I hope it doesn't bleed down here locally. We're in a place right now where we can agree with each other 90% of the time and still not like one another. And you're like, how did we get to that point? Even when you talk about political parties and, there's been occasions where we've had to do some things that weren't popular. And as a result of that, you get this pushback and the people would try to politicize it. We don't need to do that locally, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to do that. We're on a run, and things are really going really, really well in this county, in this city, and we don't need to be polarizing one another. We need to be continuing to work together. So I just want to say that in parting, that it's really important to me that all of us continue to work together. There's 1,600 nonprofits. There's philanthropy out here, people willing to put up their own dollars to help government, public-private partnerships. All of this is so important. And I've been here too long to not be the keynote speaker, so I'm going to exit stage right for the last time and say to you, it has been an honor and a privilege to be able to serve you as Hamilton County's mayor. It's been an experience that I never thought in my lifetime that I'd be able to enjoy, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to do it. God bless each of you.
All right. Thank you to both of our mayors. And Mayor Coppinger, I stole your box, but I'll get that back to you after the program. I'll tell you, Mayor Coppinger has set us up. He has set our county up for success. We have such a strong decade ahead of us, and it's so much a testament to his leadership, so much a testament to Mayor Kelly's leadership and their partnership. It has been such a beautiful thing to watch these two gentlemen partner for some really big opportunities for our community. So thank you. Thank you. On behalf of the business community, our small, medium, and large businesses, Mayor, thank you.